Karate Kid Legends finally dropped not too long ago, and instead of diving into one of my usual deep dive breakdowns, I figured I'd switch things up and keep this one a little more laid back, you know? It's just kind of like a chill review, nothing too crazy. Coming off the high energy and emotional wit of Cobra Kai's final season, we're now stepping into a brand new chapter of Karate Kid Legacy.
This evening is ruined. Look, wait, what? This evening is ruined. The whole evening is ruined. Why are you saying it like that? Saying what?
This time it's a semi-fresh story, but with some familiar faces showing up along the way to make things interesting. Now, whether you're a lifelong fan or just hopping on after Cobra Kai, and there's definitely a lot to talk about. So, without further ado, let's get into it. As always, I'm Hunter from Hunnera, bringing you some of my most personal takes on movies, media, and everything in between.
You have a foundation of Kung Fu.
We're gonna build upon that with karate.
Ancient way.
Miyagi way.
There's two of them.
Focus!
With this new Karate Kid Legends movie, we find our main character within Li Feng. Now, a little background between who Li Feng is. He is Mr. Han's nephew, or one of his nephews, if you know, you know, from the Jaden Smith Karate Kid movie around the mid-2010s, or maybe a little after 2010s, who knows. He's a younger Chinese kid from Beijing, who ends up moving over to New York because his mother doesn't like him fighting and kind of wants to get him away from this life and also start anew after a tragedy, which would be his brother passing. We'll touch more on that later, by the way. This kid's fighting style is freaking crazy. Han's teaching him some crazy shit when they're fighting. If you look into like the choreography and through it, things like the alley fight from later in the movie are just crazy. If I can find a clip, I'll find a clip, you know? But we kind of got that out the way. New kid, new city. Of course, we've seen it before in Karate Kid. But we get the legacy characters that come in, like Daniel LaRusso and his connection with Mr. Han through Miyagi, and how that all plays out in their families. And also, it's kind of nice seeing Mr. Han. It's kind of weird seeing him, like, in this position that he is in this movie now, just because like he was so down bad in his last movie. But that's all I gotta say on that. We do get these characters merging and kind of training Li Feng for the 5 Boroughs, which is another tournament that's happening in New York City. Pretty cool fight between him and Connor Day, which is a kid from the alternative, like, evil kind of karate dojo. I forgot what its name was, but I'll touch more on that later as well. The themes in this movie are pretty good. You know, you kind of got, like, your restoration of oneself and the kind of, like, trauma going through generations. Like, if you think about it, I think this movie did a thing pretty well that is kind of glossed around. Han dealt with his trauma from the car crash from his family, and then you take this movie and you deal with the trauma with Li Feng and losing his brother due to a petty rivalry after a karate tournament. Not a karate tournament, Kung Fu, my bad. But I think when you place those two together, it's a great mirror, even though it's glossed over. I feel like we could have done a little more with it. The spacing of the movie and how it plays out over the hour and 30, it's definitely, it could use more time, but also at the same time, like, it is what it is. It's not that bad at all. Yeah. But Li Feng and his impact, pretty good. I think one thing I really liked about this movie is he falls in love with this girl named Mia, and her dad, his name's Victor. He's an old boxer. Back then, when this movie was first reported, it was going to be, oh, hey, we're going to have the kid train the adult this time. And that sounded like that was going to be the whole premise of the movie, right? I'm like, kind of weird, I guess. The way they did in this movie was pretty fast. Thought we could spend a little more time with it. I really kind of like that, though, where he was training the dude in their relationship and how they built that up. I thought that was pretty cool. Could have used more of that. It's a pretty fun movie overall. I mean, there's nothing too crazy with it. You know, we get like the kind of easy Karate Kid story with our other characters like Daniel LaRusso coming through and training like Miyagi-Do, and then you have Han training his version. It's like Kung Fu and Karate mixed matching. I think seeing Lee Fun spar with like Miguel or even Hawk from Cobra Kai, that would be kind of crazy. But I think one of my favorite theories I like is how Cobra Kai affects this movie. Is like Silver was kind of doing all that crazy shit, trying to take shit international, and all the bad rap that Cobra Kai had gotten, inspired these other like shitty dojos to take those kind of techniques and stuff. And I think that really fits with the dojo we see in this movie. They don't really do much, but for what it does, I think that could be something cool to dive for like a later kind of movie or whatever they want to do. I know they might be doing spin-offs for Cobra Kai, who knows. I thought Lee Fun and his mom could have been a little more fleshed out. Like I said, more time is never gonna hurt. But you know, what we got is what we got. I ain't complaining. I thought this was a pretty fun movie. Choreography, visuals were pretty good. The last half of the movie kind of goes like really fast. Like kind of how I'm talking right now. I don't know. But yeah, the movie's pretty good. I know I'm kind of all over the place, so I'm gonna end this little quick video. Also, I got a thing. I'll just show you. It's for my next discussion video. Kind of correlates with this. So yeah, I hope you like this weird ass review. I'll catch y'all in the next one.
I'm not just gonna teach you how to conquer your fears. I'm gonna teach you how to awaken the snake within you. And once you do that, you'll be the one who's feared. You'll build strength. You'll learn discipline. And when the time is right, you'll strike back.